Alright, I'm back down here at Paddy Creek Wilderness. December 10th, 2023. It's about 45 degrees today. Not too bad, a little breezy. Sun's shining though. I'm gonna do a 2-day backpack by myself. I had to get one more backpack trip in before the end of the year. Just had that need to do it. So sometimes you just gotta do those things alone if you want to make it happen. Should be a good weekend. Tomorrow's supposed to be 50 degrees. I should have the woods all to myself. Sweet. This is one of those days where it's just cold enough that you feel like you need a jacket on, but then you hike for a while and you heat up and you start sweating, and so you gotta take the jacket off, or else you have a wet shirt and then your shirt won't dry out forever and you'll just have a wet shirt in the winter. That's not good. Can we talk about Bluetooth speakers and the people that hike with them strapped to the outside of their packs, blasting music? I just passed two fellow backpackers on the trail a few minutes ago. They seemed like nice enough guys. One of them had Bluetooth speaker on the back of his backpack, blasting his tunes. I could hear them way before I saw them. I mean, I come out here to convene with nature, not to show nature that I can lay down some sick beats. I just think it's weird. I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum, and if that's what it takes to get you out in the woods, then by all means play your music. I just think it's weird. So tonight I'm camping up on top of this tall ridge here. And I've camped here many times before, and normally at the bottom of the hill is a nice flowing creek with clear water that I filter my drinking water from, but it has been super dry here in the Midwest, like I think it's been everywhere, and the creek is completely bone dry. So I do know that down here at the bottom of this hill, there are usually some pools of water that stay year round. So I'm on my way to see if there's water for me. If not, it could be a long night. All right, here's my water source. Not the clearest water today. I always prefer to get my water from a moving water source, but nothing's moving out here today. It's all standing water. So I've drank this water before and I turned out okay. So there's some floaties. Here's my water that I'm dealing with. A little on the yellow side. I've drank worse and survived. Not too many floaties in this one. I'm sure it will taste delicious. supposed to get down to 28 degrees tonight, and I'm a cold sleeper in general, so let me show you my setup so that I don't freeze my ass off tonight. This is my 15 degree Nemo down bag. Love this thing, but it's not warm enough just on its own for me. I've got my Sea to Summit pad that's really comfortable, and it doesn't have enough insulation on its own, so I brought the Thermarest, what are these called? I don't know what these, the Thermarest Z-Lite. And all this combined, all 3 layers. Oh, also I have a 4th layer, forgot about. My Sea to Summit bag liner, which I love. I use it all the time in cold weather, and for how thin it is amazingly warm. It's the reactor, if you're curious. So there you go. I also have to remember that I got to throw my water filter inside my sleeping bag with me tonight. Always remember to do that when it gets below freezing. If your water filter freezes, it's compromised and it won't do its job properly. So sleep with your water filter.
Had a pretty good night last night. Got down to, I think, 27 degrees. All my water bottles froze, but I stayed pretty warm. So this is a 17-mile loop that I'm doing. And yesterday I did about 5.5 miles. Today's my long day, I think 7.5 miles today. And then that leaves me with about 6 to hike out tomorrow morning. The sun's shining today. Supposed to get up to 50, which is perfect for backpacking in the winter, if you ask me. Kind of hard to tell how high up I am, but I'm at the top of a Missouri mountain, and the river that I have to cross is way down at the bottom. So I've got to go that way, down this mountain, across that river. A little breezy up here. So one of the reasons I wanted to get out here for a couple nights is I turned 50 at the end of the month. And I wanted to get one more backpack in before that happens. So of course I've been out here contemplating my life, as I guess everyone probably does, right before they're turning 50. It's easy for me to get freaked out by it, but for the most part, I've just been feeling really grateful about a lot of things. Thankful for having a badass wife that will join me on all the adventures I throw at her. Grateful for my best buddy Joe, who is normally with me on all my adventures. He could have been with me on this one if he would just quit his job. What a jerk. Grateful for my knees, because without those, I couldn't have done any of these adventures. To my young viewers out there, protect your knees. You're gonna want them later. I'm not all that excited about turning 50. I don't like it at all. Over the last 4 or 5 years, every year I have been doing more and more adventures each year. I'm just excited for the adventures I'm going to do in my 50s. I may have a few more aches and pains by the end of them, but get busy living, get busy dying. Okay, another successful backpacking trip. Just have to sign out so they know that I made it out alive. Boom. Made it. Alright, Paddy Creek Wilderness. See you when I'm 50. Another thing I'm grateful for that I'm sure most people know about, but you don't hear people talking about it too often, and I think it's a really big deal. It's a proper key lanyard in a backpack. I strap my keys in. I don't think about them for the rest of the time I'm out backpacking, and I know that they're gonna be there when I get done. So I'm grateful for the key lanyard. Kind of a big deal. According to my fancy pocket computer, I did 16.8 miles, total ascent of 2,022 feet, total descent 2,003 feet. Today I put in 15,962 steps. Yesterday I did 16,560 steps. Day before that, 12,971 steps. That's a lot of steps. This trail is challenging, a lot of ups and downs, a fair amount of suffering involved. My dogs are barking, but totally worth it. Last thing I'm grateful for, getting back to the car with an ice cold fizzy water waiting for you. Ah, dang. Grapefruit fizzy water, that's my jam. All right, see you next time.